in my head, I'm like, I'm competitive too. And I'm like, I've got this. And I'm just about to get to the ball. And I tell you what, you all, I don't know what I did, but I tripped over my feet, like running so hard as I like slide across the court. I do not hit my face, luckily, but my elbow, my hand, I am like a little beat up and shocked and also kind of mad. And these people, there's men on this other court just are staring at me as I like totally slid across this court. And it's not Tim's fault because he hit a beautiful shot, but I was kind of like, what just happened? Welcome to Three Little Fishes. We're three sisters who grew up in the Midwest together, but have since spread across the country. I live in Los Angeles.
I'm in Nashville.
And I live in Philadelphia. We are all married with children, have all had careers, but now we stay at home with our families.
Join us as we share secrets and stories about being women, wives, and mothers.
We welcome you to laugh along, learn something new, reach out, and join our conversation.
So let's jump in.
What's up, fishes?
What's up, fishes?
Happy to see you, girls.
I am happy to be with you all too. I will tell you, I'm feeling very overwhelmed because I have to leave to take Riley to Vegas for a soccer tournament that I thought Tim was going to be doing and now I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And I'm feeling like, I'm going to be there for many days.
I mean, I don't know if our listeners feel this, but I totally feel this for you because I'm going to go out of town next weekend too. And I feel like as a stay-at-home parent, I try to get things kind of prepped in my house. Like I change all the sheets. I get everything lined up in the refrigerator. I like try to line things up so life is sort of seamless for the people who are left behind. So it gives me anxiety to like the house will be fine. Everyone will be fine. I don't need to do these things, but I feel this for you because it's sort of like snuck up on you and you have a younger one too. It's like you do want to get everything lined up because you feel like obligated to make it easy for everybody. But the reality is Tim is fully capable of feeding everybody and making sure the dog doesn't like run into the street. So we put this on ourselves and I do it too. I've been doing it for almost 30 years. It's silly, but I get it. And I'm sorry you feel that way because I get it. I'm doing it too. Like we're crazy.
I mean, I guess on the bright
in us. Yeah.
A little crazy. And I guess the bright side is I get to spend some one-on-one time with Riley and that will be amazing.
And cherish it because once they start driving, you don't get that much time with them. Like you don't get trapped in the car with your child very often. I got to do this yesterday. I was driving back from a college visit with our youngest and we chatted for like 2 precious hours. It was magical. I mean, nothing like we weren't solving the world's problems, but just to like chit chat with him was just like, it's great. So enjoy. Hopefully he won't put his headphones on and like listen to music and ignore you the whole time.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, I don't know if he'll want to chit chat with me, but I'm there if he wants to.
Yeah. You're trapped. Yeah. That's awesome.
Linda, Kathy, and I know we talk about her a lot. Brunch with Babs. You know, she's on Instagram. Yes. She has a new cookbook that just came out and she was just talking about it. Are you guys interested in this new cookbook that she has, Brunch with Babs? I think it's called
Celebrate with Babs. I'm totally going to buy it because I think she's a doll. And the way she has it laid out looks like really easy to follow. I'm a huge cookbook fan. So I definitely will buy it because I think she's so cute and I have tried a couple of her recipes and they're easy and she's just adorable. She kind of reminds me of Renee, like our mom. Like she's just like adorable. She's just fun and she has good energy and the things that she's put together seem like they're easy. So I'm going to definitely get it. I really think she's a doll.
Somebody else peddling her new it's not a cookbook because she's peddling her new show on Netflix is Meghan Markle. Have you guys seen this? Have you been following her?
Yeah,
and her new show. What's it called? With Love, Megan.
Yeah, I am not a Megan fan. I don't know what my problem is. I find her to be grating. I find her to be like pretentious, I think is what it is. And she lost me because I saw a little clip yesterday and she was talking about how when she's on the road, she always films her reading a book to her kids so that they can hear her voice before they go to bed. What is wrong with you? Like, why do you think you're that important? Like, they have a father. The father can read the story to them. You can call them and be like, I love you, have good dreams. But why do you, don't put that on people. Like, moms should be able to leave town and not feel like they have to do all the things they're doing on the road and all the things they do at home too. Yeah. I'm no, that's a no for me. I'm not.
Yeah, I just find her to not be genuine. And I don't know if that may not be true, but I read an article. Her brother was talking about how she claims that she was like a latchkey kid and that they ate a lot of like fast food and microwave dinners and things. And he's like, that is not true at all. So it's hard to like know, what is authentic, but I just don't find her to be.
Yeah.
Well, Linda, you were also telling a story about Mindy Kaling, who we are such huge fans of.
I love her.
About that she was gifted a jar of jam from, I guess her Sue name is, she doesn't want to go by Markle anymore. She wants to go by Sussex.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. And she gifted her this jam, but it had numbers on it, right? Yes. And Mindy Kaling was making...
She's so funny because like we're going to talk about her later. She is a good writer. Like she's so good about like presenting something super authentic. And she and Megan supposedly are good friends. And Megan made these like jars of jam and she gave them away to like influencers and friends and they're numbered. And so Mindy instantly was like, I got the 50th jar. Like, are they like ranked? Am I 50th down on the list? Who else got it? Like, who's above me kind of thing. And Megan was like, wait, what? No, I wasn't. I was, and she was kind of stumbling over herself. And Mindy was like, girl, like she's like, I was zooming in on people's pictures of their jam to figure out who's above me. So I think Mindy's hilarious. She's just she was being tongue in cheek about it, but it was just like a funny, I mean, that's like Megan's blind about like how she does things sometimes. And Mindy will like call you out, which I think is super funny.
I guess we have strong feelings about Megan Sussex, but
yeah, we do.
With Mindy Kaling though, Kathy, you turned us on to, she has a new show.
Yes.
Yeah,
Running Point.
So good. Yeah.
Yeah, on Netflix. And do you know, Kathy, that it just got renewed for a second season? They already know that they're going to do another one because it's having such success.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, Kate Hudson is super good in it. I've enjoyed watching it.
Yeah. I actually was sort of like in the beginning when I looked at the clip, I was like, oh, it's so cliche. It's a story about a woman who's taking over like a man job and like this man business. And I thought, oh, it's going to be drab. But actually it's very quick-witted and funny. And the brothers are a riot. So if any of our listeners are looking for like a funny sort of tongue-in-cheek show, and if you start watching it now, we're going to talk about it later, like March Madness. It's so apropos. Yeah.
I think I like it just because, the siblings, like there's some sibling rivalry going on. And it's just funny.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's well written.
It is really well written.
All right, you all. So today on the pod, we are going to talk about revisiting hobbies, March Madness, and what's for dinner. But before we start, just a friendly reminder to please rate, review, comment, subscribe, and invite your school officials to jump into our conversation. All right, y'all, let's jump into it. So revisiting our hobbies. How are we doing? Are we getting into our hobbies? Kathy, how's it going for you?
Okay, well, I would say so-so. It's been a little dreary here in Pennsylvania lately, and I've been like trying to be motivated to get out and like I do a golf winter league, like a simulator league, and I just haven't been hitting that well, and so I took a couple lessons, and I thought this week is my week. I'm actually gonna like kick
You're gonna
butt
kill
today.
it. Yeah,
I literally was like positive this morning.
You're ready.
And when I got there, you guys, it looked like I hadn't even, like I'm a beginner. And I was playing with these women that are super good, and they were they were giving me like eyes like, oh my God, this woman
Kathy,
sucked.
they were not giving you the
I think
stink
they
eye.
were.
No.
And actually, it was well-deserved. I just get in my own head. I get upset, and then I'm like, I just lose my focus. But so, yeah, I've been a little bit down about that, but it'll
Kathy,
be fine.
I mean, I've played golf with you. You are a very good, beautiful player, and I think you're being too hard on yourself.
Well,
and golf is a very hard sport.
It is hard.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard.
It is hard.
But I don't like losing. Like I'm a little competitive, and when things start to go like south, I'm like, I get upset.
I know.
So anyway, I have to shake it off.
It's going to turn around. I feel this for you. With better weather and you being outside, it's going to turn.
I think when you're in the simulator, it's hard because when you're outside, you just kind of let it go. But inside, you're like, oh, we're inside. But anyway, and then to talk about, so my other hobby is sewing. And I was
right with your sewing box that you kept for 20 years, like in a box,
sewing machine. Yes.
I actually was doing well in the beginning when we kind of like did this starting in January. But sadly, I have not paid attention to it. But I'm going to next week. My other friend's coming over, and we're having like an emergency session. We're gonna get to it. So,
I'm looking forward to seeing some beautiful pillow covers very soon. Be debuted here on Three Little Fishes. I think it's happening.
Yes.
Happen.
I would be happy if I got that far.
I feel like it's coming.
So I have been wanting to pick up a tennis racket. So for me, I wanted to get back into tennis. And I've been talking about it, and I've been talking about it in front of Johanna, my daughter. And so we bought her a tennis racket. And on Sunday or over the weekend, we decided to go play some tennis. Her and Tim and I went. Riley, of course, was still sleeping as he does. And we go and we're working with Johanna to try to teach her how to hit the ball over the net. And, we're just having fun. And then Johanna's like, I'm tired. And we're like, okay, great. Your dad and I we'll hit a little bit and then we'll go. So I have not picked up a racket in forever. Tim's been playing every now and then with some other editors in this tennis league.
Nice.
So he's, been getting out there. So we start to, hit the ball around. I'm starting to get comfortable. It's starting to come back. I'm starting to feel good.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm having fun. And then Tim really hits a really beautiful hard shot to my backhand. And I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, I'm competitive too. And I'm like, I've got this. And I'm just about to get to the ball. And I tell you what, you all, I don't know what I did, but I tripped over my feet, like running so hard as I slide across the court. I do not hit my face, luckily, but my elbow, my hand, I am like a little beat up and shocked and also kind of mad. And there's men on this other court just are staring at me as I totally slid across this court. And it's not Tim's fault because he hit a beautiful shot, but I was kind of like, what just happened? So that is my story of me picking up my racket. So I got my ego bruised a little bit, my body bruised, but I'm going to go back. But, I did pick up the racket.
Oh, my ego got bruised this morning too, Nancy.
And Tim's like, I think you're mad at me. I'm like, I'm not really mad at you, but you hit that ball really hard and I should have just let it go. And he was like, well, I have to hit it harder. It won't go over the net. I'm like, it's fine. Like, it's fine.
Well, I'm proud of both of you for getting out there and being athletic. I have not done that. And bonus, I killed my sourdough starter. So I know. So I had 2 jars of sourdough starter. One was like the discard and one was the like original. And I've had it for over a year. But I've been so distracted with like, we were in Florida and I'm getting ready to go out of town. I don't know. I just have not been managing my sourdough. And you do have to give it a little attention, like once a week. You don't have to do it every day. When you first start, you do, but like you really only have to feed it maybe once a week if you're not going to bake all the time. And I neglected it and I went in there.
You forgot to feed it?
I didn't feed it. And so I went in and I was going to feed it the other day and I opened it and it had this, it's called calm yeast. And
Gross.
it is like this white sort of like tentacly like yeast that goes all over the top of it. And some people say you can scoop it off and like stir it in and it's not really dangerous, but it's nasty looking. And I tossed it. So I have to start over. So I completely failed. I let myself get distracted too long and I neglected my poor sourdough starter and I have to start from scratch. So I'm
that's
like,
a boo. I was hoping you were going to send that to me.
I know. I was going to dehydrate some for you and send it to you, and I will do it. I just have to start over, but I'm going on spring break next week, so I'm not going to do it because I do have to manage it that first week. You have to kind of really give it some attention. So I need to be home and concentrating. So I have failed on my hobby. I'm not getting out there doing a sport. I killed my sourdough. Like I am not winning on any level.
Doesn't sound like any of us are winning on our hobbies right now. So let's just keep moving forward. Just keep swimming, right?
Listen, people, this is real life. It's not going well.
All right. So that brings us into our next topic that we wanted to talk to you. It's March Madness.
Yes.
So are you all into basketball and March Madness and brackets and all the things?
So I will tell you, I love it. I don't really watch during the season too much, but I do love March Madness. And I was just at the Rupp Center in Kentucky, and I got to see the University of Kentucky play LSU with my son the other day because we were visiting. It's so fun to see the energy and the just like vibrancy of the game. It was kind of a blowout. LSU isn't very good this year, just as a small tip, but it's just a fun thing to do. And I know that the SEC is doing their like playoffs or whatever here in Nashville next week. So it's just fun. Like there's something about collegiate sports that is just like got good energy, and it's great. It's great to watch.
Agreed.
Yeah. It's great to be a part of.
I think March Madness is very fun. I think it's just exciting to have something to do. And like, if you do the brackets, you then are invested in your team and you kind of care about it. And I just find it's a nice way to like engage with my kids, my husband, even if we're out to dinner, it might be on TV or whatever. Yeah. It's like, oh, you thought they were going to win, but I picked them. And so,
right. There's always like a few really like big upsets too, which is fun.
I kind of researched like, where did March Madness come from? And it started in 1939 and it was just small. It was only 8 teams, if you can believe it. Today, there's 68 teams.
Yeah, wow. That's amazing.
So that's a huge jump. But it was kind of started.
Kathy, are the 68 teams just men or is it men and women?
I think that's the men's side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I'm sure, I don't know what the stat is on the girls' side, but the girls also have March Madness as well.
Right.
Right.
But I think that the term March Madness, they didn't have that in 1939. It wasn't until 1982 that one of the CBS sports broadcasters, Brent Musburger, used the term.
Mm-hmm.
And then it stuck because he was talking about it on TV. And so ever since then, that's what they call, the tournament. And I think it begins March 16th, Sunday, for the selection. And then that's a single elimination tournament. And then from there, then it gets whittled down. And then I think the Final Four and the championships games are going to be played in San Antonio, Texas. So it should be great.
Yeah.
Kathy, I just did a little Google check, and according to Google, there are 68 D1 women's teams for March Madness.
Oh, okay. It's a fun time of year, and it actually kind of takes you out. I feel like kind of like we're all ready for something fun to do, after winter, and March is like the perfect time to like have something to cheer for and celebrate. And It's fun. Yeah. Are you guys going to fill out your brackets this year?
I've always done what's called Moser Madness.
Okay.
And so my husband was in the Navy ROTC when he was in college at Notre Dame. And one of his really good friends named Chuck Moser, he actually started with his roommate at the time, like a bracket. And they, paid out first, second, and third. And then this evolved into like them starting to donate to charities. And so he has kept up with this for 37 years, Moser Madness. And I've always done the brackets, and Peter's done the brackets, and my kids have done it. And they now give all the proceeds go to this charity called Kids Voice. And I posted it on the link on our website. But it basically is a nonprofit organization that helps abused and neglected kids and helps give them a voice. So, but they've raised, last year, I think they've raised $11,000, and then they matched it. So they raised $20,000 last year for Kids Voice. And
that's really cool.
They've been doing this for 37 years. So you can think of all the money that they've raised for this charity. So if you all want to do this Moser Madness bracket, I think it would be a great charity to support. So they pay out, I believe first place gets $500. And then they also have a contest for the best name, which is kind of cool too. So people vote on who has the best name. And I think you get your entry fee back if you win. So anyway, you should check it out.
I love that.
That's cool.
And that's a fun way to participate too. And it's, important to have, I love that. I'm going to do that.
So Kathy, I think you also found a secret that I did not know about regarding March Madness and men. What is the big secret with men and March Madness that you learned about?
So I actually got this from my husband because I was talking about March Madness, and he was like, well, like March is a big time to have like vasectomies, like a medical procedures.
Who knew?
And I was like, it is? I said, I always knew like the Masters was. So I kind of looked it up, and they say it's called Vans Madness. And then those procedures double per week in March because guys want to, sit around and recover. And it's funny. So, if you need a procedure, it's a good time.
It's a good time to call the doctor.
That's right.
And fill your freezer with frozen peas.
Whatever it takes. I mean, that's funny.
That's hilarious. Do you have any predictions of who you would like to see in the Final Four, or who do you think is going to take it all this year?
I have no idea.
I'm wearing my Iowa Hawkeye gear. I don't think Iowa's doing very well this year, so I don't think they'll go far. And I also root for Indiana University. And I don't think they're doing very well either. So I don't think that my two teams are going to go very far. So do you guys have any ideas?
I always root for Iowa as well, Nancy.
I always do
brackets.
too. Yeah.
I don't care if they aren't any good. I always support them.
I do too. We love our alma mater.
But I don't know.
We got to wait and see who gets in first.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there. So I think we need to revisit this. And I hope that all of our listeners maybe do their own brackets and then maybe do the Moser bracket. And maybe we'll come up with some sort of like Three Little Fishes prize or something.
Maybe just some bragging rights, right?
Yeah. Maybe a little hat for somebody.
All right, y'all. What's for dinner?
So my oldest is coming home from school tonight and she requested flank steak. So I'm doing Jill's flank steak, which we have posted in the past. We're not going to post again today, and some potatoes. So it's marinating now for her. So
that sounds
little
good.
Welcome home meal for her.
Kathy, let me guess. You're going to have tacos.
Well, it's funny you say, because we were supposed to have them the other night, but the kids went out. So I think actually we are having that for real.
That's too funny. So I think in honor of March Madness, I'm thinking about basketball and just sport food. And I think we're going to have Cuban sliders.
Ooh, sounds good.
Made with those Hawaiian rolls, which are so delicious.
Oh, that sounds good.
And so I will post that on our show notes. And if you all want to try some Cuban sliders for your game night.
Sounds really good. I wish I could come over.
Carson loves those Hawaiian rolls.
Yeah, they're delish.
All right. Well, we want to thank you for listening to our podcast and letting us sisters jump into your day. Please make sure to follow, rate, and review us. And please also do not forget about our book club, Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Rayborn. Have a great weekend. Enjoy spring break. If this is the week of your spring break, sisters out.